So electricity goes in here, and gas goes in here. These glossy screens are like my worst enemy. You know, I use the good cameras, right, because I want the shots to look as clear and as nice as I can for viewers. But I'm telling you, these glossy screens, and I did this yesterday, it is just impossible, but we're gonna try. It's always nice to have choices, and this is a good one if you're after a solid taste of the full luxury electric driving experience, but not quite ready to make the leap into a full electric just yet. With partial electric power and the confidence of gas hybrid backup for your longer drives, this machine is a solid choice for a few specific reasons we'll dive into in this video. But first, let's meet the machine on your screen. So pricing for the 2023 Volvo XC90 Recharge starts at $82,650 in the core trim grade. The Plus trim grade makes it $87,600 with added must-have features and tech. And my decked-out Ultimate Tester comes in from $93,550. The end result is a hybrid engine that's not only Volvo's most powerful, but also one that's able to cut fuel use every time you drive it, and even travel 50 or 60 kilometers solely on stored battery power if you plug in and recharge overnight. That's enough to get most Canadians off of gas for their daily commuting and errands, meaning many XC90 Recharge owners wind up visiting the gas station a few times a year instead of a few times a month. By the way, towing capacity is rated at 5,000 pounds. Solid control over noise levels, vibrations, and the overall feel of my tester's drive prompted me to spend a lot of time relaxing at the wheel, though I did wish for a smoother and more composed ride in a few challenging situations, and I figure some shoppers may wish for a little more engagement and feedback from the machine too. Over the course of a few thousand kilometers together during my latest visit to the XC90, I once again enjoyed it the most as a highway touring machine. On smooth and winding northern highways, I found my tester's ride to be solid and gentle, steering to be light and laid back, and seating to be excellent where comfort and support is concerned. Underneath, my tester's active air suspension system smooths and stabilizes the ride in real time, soaking up small to moderate lumps in the road as the shocks react to it in real time. From the driver's seat, the XC90 glides where fixed suspension crossovers tend to jiggle, and sets the driver up for a creamy smooth ride that isn't easily disturbed. The body is more stable more of the time, that's less jouncing and disturbance for the occupants in their seats within. It's a soft and smooth ride that leans hard to the luxury side of the equation, and if you find the new Grand Cherokee Summit Reserve or BMW X5 to be a little too choppy and sporty on their feet, you'll likely appreciate the softer approach favored by the XC90. I also noted consistently less elevation of cabin noise levels at higher speeds, on roughly textured pavement, and over broken tarmac than I expected, so even cruising at a good clip over coarsely textured asphalt, it's easy to keep a conversation going without raising your voice. The audiophile level Bowers & Wilkins premium stereo system isn't cheap, but this $3,750 option remains both my favorite listening experience on four wheels, and the feature from my tester I missed the most after returning it. The powerful, vivid, and bright playback has a way of encouraging the driver to rediscover new details on their favorite tracks, to sample new kinds of music, and to twist its chrome-studded volume dial ever higher to drench the cabin with rich, powerful sound. On the highway, my tester's assist systems feel well calibrated and on the ball. I noted no alarming or sudden maneuvers from autonomous inputs to the steering and brakes, with interventions consistently demonstrating a well-thought-out, smooth and gentle action that makes them feel easy to trust in quick order. Still, some drivers may be surprised by how much of the driving the XC90 wants to do. For instance, when self-applying steering inputs to magnetize the vehicle to the center of its lane, it makes steering adjustments fairly assertively. So if you feel the XC90 frequently squirming beneath you, or like you're arguing with the steering, try to steer less, lighten your grip on the wheel, and allow the system to do more of the work. We're mostly showing you smooth roads in this footage, but on the roughest roads I test SUVs on, I found my tester's ride comfort and feedback levels to be slightly disappointing. Few SUVs handle my worst-case scenario testing surfaces without some drama, but largely thanks to upsized 21-inch wheels, I found a ride that was choppier and often more abrupt than I expected, as well as a higher-than-expected level of feedback through the steering system as the front tires encountered potholes, bumps, and cracks in the road. From the driver's seat, this means that more of the roughness from the road is being transmitted to your backside and fingertips, and though this complaint is relatively minor, it does draw away from the overall refinement in specific situations. It takes a lot to break the XC90's composure, but those doing plenty of off-road or rough-road driving should be considering a model with smaller wheels and thicker tires for best results. My tester was fast, and the electrified engine acts like a high-performance torque dispenser. In all-electric mode with the gas engine offline, the more powerful rear axle motor makes electric driving much more responsive. Now you can squash torsos into seatbacks a little, zip more eagerly through traffic and merging, and get deeper into the throttle before the gas engine engages to provide more power. In day-to-day driving, most drivers will find the power available in all-electric mode to be more than sufficient and a fair bit of fun. Or engage the XC90's power mode to put all 455 horsepower within striking distance. Full throttle here causes the machine to leap urgently ahead right now. Though the soundtrack and shifting seem calibrated to be more refined than engaging, the ability to instantly and quietly apply massive waves of torque to the wheels never gets old. Enthusiast drivers aren't likely to find the sporty signals they're craving from this machine though. The engine is quiet, there are no paddle shifters, the steering is light on feedback, the ride is soft, and the brakes, though powerful, are somewhat vague feeling of the pedal. This all makes the XC90 easy to drive smoothly and gently. Still, stuffing the accelerator to the carpet is sure to generate some big smiles every time, especially from a standstill where the rear electric motor really helps punch the XC90 off the line after a careful but quick initial rollout. On board, the interior hits the mark in most areas but misses it in a few. The seating is the star of the show, the leather is soft, inviting, and so fragrant you'll smell it on your clothes all day long. Massage functionality aside, they're also very comfortable. The second row of my tester featured a built-in booster seat for smaller passengers, and third row seats fold flat when not required to open up more cargo space. The cargo area is flat and wide, features a useful cubby to keep smaller items in place, and even has dedicated controls that allow for manual operation of the air suspension system, to lift and lower the XC90's body at a button press from the cargo hold, to ease loading and unloading if required. Back up front, the overall design is clean and tidy, and nothing's more complicated looking than it needs to be. Minimized control and button surfaces leave more room for wood and leather and metal and stitching. And while the vertical touchscreen takes center stage in the forward dash, it's still materials and colors and textures that pull hardest for your attention. I noted no issues with entry, exit, or space, and found sufficient room for 4 adults to relax and lounge comfortably, with second row legroom striking me as particularly generous. As a whole, I appreciated the cabin's ability to turn in a high-end look and feel without the use of flashy or distracting elements. Much of this interior rewards closer inspection with your eyes and fingertips, but none of it is shouting for your attention, and most of it simply fades into the background as you focus on the scenery passing by. So it's a big spend. What's a shopper to do? Well, those after a taste of the motoring highlife from one of the most compelling plug-in hybrid SUVs on the luxury scene today should find it a solid return on their investment, especially if you'll be making regular use of the all-electric driving range, and doing a lot of long-distance trips where that incredible ride, non-distracting cabin, and monster stereo system will likely see you finding new excuses to make road trips. Well, thank you for watching. I'm Justin Pritchard for Driving.ca. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below if you learned something new. And until next time, take care and drive safe. If you liked this video, we've got plenty more like it, so consider hitting the subscribe button down below so you never miss a new upload, leaving a like if you learned something new, and until next time, take care and drive safe.